Hello everyone, welcome to From the Star Wars Home Video Library. I'm your host Nathan V. Butler. This time we circle back to something we've seen before that was a frustration for US fans, but now has two, not just one, but two now, solutions for sort of filling a gap within our collections. In this case, bigger than just the small gap, but we'll get to that in a moment. You may recall that for LEGO Star Wars home video releases in the US, they've been kind of hit or miss. They started out very, very strong. We had LEGO Star Wars The Padawan Menace, you had the minifigure, you had Blu-ray and DVD together. It was the first time any Star Wars product ever had a Blu-ray DVD combo pack, and the DVD even had the bonus features the Blu-ray had. It's a really, really nice set. Went downhill to things like The Empire Strikes Out, and eventually, when the Yoda Chronicles TV series aired, which you may recall was 3 episodes on Cartoon Network as The Yoda Chronicles, but then picked up on Disney XD as The New Yoda Chronicles with episodes 4 through 7, even though it is one continuous series, we had a release here for the Yoda Chronicles. It was kind of asinine. It was 2 episodes instead of 3. It was Phantom Clone and Menace of the Sith by themselves. No release for episode 3. We then got the new Yoda Chronicles eventually that had episodes 4 through 7 on it, plus an alternate ending to the final episode, which, if you watch this on Disney+, if you're getting confused about what's going on with LEGO Star Wars The Yoda Chronicles on Disney+, they took that alternate ending and made it into the full episode and released that on Disney+. So you can actually see this alternate ending that's a bonus feature on here integrated into the episode on there. That's why it looks like there's 8 instead of 7. But this is episodes 4 through 7, which meant that in the US, you get episodes 1 and 2, 4, 5, 6, and 7. No episode 3, which was idiotic. Absolutely idiotic. And we found, thanks to Hattie, a while back, that there was a way to fill that gap, but it was a little bit tricky, because it was a promo item, not a regular retail release, and it was in Germany, which in this case, he was able to point me to find that item on a Danish website, sort of a Danish selling website. That was this that we looked at recently, Attack of the Jedi, in German as a promo DVD if you bought certain LEGO products at one point. Unfortunately, it is German language only, so you pop it in, it immediately plays, but there's no language option to change it to English to actually see it the way that most Americans would need to watch it. So, in this case, it was cool to fill in the gap, but not something you necessarily watch. More than likely, if you're watching that episode, you'd watch on Disney Plus or some other digital file. Well, very recently, Father Matthew Hardesty was looking for the Yoda Chronicles and wanted to fill that gap as well with something like this. Except this was no longer available from that particular seller and nowhere else to be found, at least at the time he was looking. He found an alternate way to fill this gap in the collection, and was kind enough to wind up being able to order multiple copies of this and provided one of those to me. Provided me a way to sort of buy them from him as opposed to having to buy them from the person he was importing them from so he could just import it all together. He was able to actually find me 3 Danish LEGO Star Wars releases for us to look at, 2 of which will be pretty cool. Well, 1 of which will be pretty cool as part of a set of 2. But we'll start with the most basic one that's not quite as exciting. This is the Danish version of LEGO Star Wars The Padawan Menace. It says Padawan Truslin. Underneath says The Padawan Menace. Rating down here in the corner. You have your spine there with Lucasfilm, 20th Century Fox Home Entertainment. The LEGO Star Wars The Padawan Menace title, but of course the title itself in Danish. An image there very much like the cover. It's a product number type information here, and then DVD video. The back, similar to what we would otherwise have seen if we looked at the back of the Blu-ray release in the United States. But there's your tagline, your information about it, your images from it, information about the bonus features, same bonus features as in the US, your vital stats and whatnot, web addresses, UPC rating, your various symbols down here, including, importantly, Region 2 PAL. Okay, this is a European release, will not play in regular US DVD players, you need an all-region player. What's weird about this, or interesting about this, however you want to look at it, is the package has the Danish information, Danish language. But as is often the case in Europe, it's really just one disc being authored for Europe and then sent to all the different countries. Okay? So this is the actual disc inside. LEGO Star Wars The Padawan Menace, no title there in Danish, in fact, nothing in Danish. Underneath we have Region 2 PAL, DVD, Lucasfilm, 20th Century Fox Home Entertainment. We have the copy-protected symbol, product number, and legalese. Nothing there to indicate Danish. This is what we would often think of as a UK version of it because it starts out in English, but this is the European copy of it. It is essentially the same as the US one, only you have different language options. So for the US, I actually took the time to take a picture of this here. In the US, it's the language options you would expect: English, Spanish, French. That's it. Whereas for the European one, which is why it can be sold in all these different regions with the same disc, just with different packaging for the shelves, English, Suomi, Svenska, Italiano, Norsk, Dansk, and Polski. So lots of different languages, as you would expect from one of these for Europe. That in and of itself was kind of neat to see the comparison, and the fact that it is just a DVD release in its own case. I don't know that they ever got something quite like this. No, it's DVD only, Blu-ray DVD combo pack with minifigure. I don't know if this is a later release, but it certainly doesn't seem to be so because it is 2011, as is this. Look at those copyrights as I pick them up to make sure. So I don't know if that just means that this is all they got. They got kind of a substandard version compared to the US one, or if that was something that's maybe a later release later in the year, or perhaps released alongside it to give them an option rather than a combo pack, whatever. But kind of neat for comparison purposes. But that's not what really was exciting and what got Matthew interested in actually picking this stuff up. That was this pair of DVDs. Lego Star Wars The Yoda Chronicles. Now, we'll start actually at the end. This is the new Yoda Chronicles. Notice it's a very different look than what we got with the new Yoda Chronicles released in the US, but it's the same episodes. Lego Star Wars, the new Yoda Chronicles, episodes 4 through 7. Notice in English down there, it says Vitaler Dansk. I'm assuming it means Danish language here. Okay. Then your spine there, Lucasfilm, Lego Star Wars, the new Yoda Chronicles, episode, not episodes, but episode, as on the front, 4 through 7. Image there, Kobe Film looks like it says, DVD product number. And then the back, also different than ours, action, etc., etc. So all kinds of information up here. It's all in Danish, but it's a breakdown of the episodes that are in it. Then you got your vital stats and whatnot with languages and everything, UPC, rating. It is also region 2 PAL and so on. It's from Nordisk Film, Egmont. That's a logo that also plays when you first put the disc in and everything. Legalese and all that kind of stuff here. Then there is a little advertising pamphlet kind of thing for Lego Club, except in Danish. The disc is very similar to the cover art there. Lego Star Wars The New Yoda Chronicles, episode 4 through 7, only in this case, is telling you only with the numbers, not the word episode, because it might get cut off a little bit by being so close to the hole there. Lucasfilm, Dolby Digital, Region 2, DVD, that Nordisk Film logo, and then your legalese going there around the edge. Now, the good news is it has all 4 episodes in one place, just like the US release. It's just something that looks a little bit different. The downside being there are no bonus features to speak of, so they do not appear to get that alternate ending to the final episode that the US got. When you pop this in, aside from that Nordisk Film logo, it's going to give you the option of 4 different languages to choose from on a language screen that actually shows the flag of each country associated with those languages. You have Dansk, Svenska, Norsk, and Suomi. But that's it. No English option whatsoever. So this will not be particularly of use to a US fan, but you've got the US version of this that you can watch, and it's got some extra bonus features this doesn't have. So this becomes somewhat redundant for a US fan. But notice here, it's episodes 4 through 7, specifically labeled that way. Not just as New Yoda Chronicles, which is a way to talk about 4 through 7, but it says episodes 4 through 7, which makes you wonder what came out with Yoda Chronicles. And that's where things get cool. This is their release of Lego Star Wars The Yoda Chronicles. Notice it looks a lot like the American one. Lego Star Wars The Yoda Chronicles, got that same image, got the rating, got the Nordisk Film logo down there, the Vitaler Dansk thing down here. But notice episodes 1 through 3. Holy shit! Yes. In the Danish version, in this particular European variant, because there are multiple ones in Europe, because there's only 4 different languages on these. In this European version, we actually get episodes 1 through 3. The whole Yoda Chronicles, not just 2 episodes, which was bunk back in the day. This was released in 2014 in this case. Okay, so, episodes 1 through 3. Here's the back. Again, Danish language, but breaks down the 3 episodes, has images up here, images set up basically like the other one we just saw a moment ago. Spine setup similar as well. It's just episodes 1 through 3, and of course a different cover image. The disc actually looks like ours as well. You got your little Lego Club sheet there. Disc looks very much like the US one as well, though the colors are a little bit better, I think. We have Lego Star Wars The Yoda Chronicles, 1 through 3, no word episode. Lucasfilm, Dolby Digital, Region 2, DVD, Nordisk Film logo, legalese around the edges. Okay, so cool news is that if, oh, and each of these, by the way, has your logo underneath because it is a clear case. So for those of us in the US who are extremely frustrated by this, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, who can't find this as just 3, even though this will not be something you're probably watching in the US because it's not English, there is another non-English option out there to be able to get all of the Yoda Chronicles with 1 through 3 and 4 through 7 from Denmark that's out there. Again, it's not going to be what you're probably going to watch the episodes on, but then again, most home video collectors at this point I'm finding are shifting towards oftentimes going to watch on the most convenient format, which is often Disney Plus or digital, rather than the physical discs, even though the physical part is what the collecting itself is all about. So in that case, maybe it's not a big deal as much anymore that the only way you can find this is non-English language, because maybe that's not what we're going to watch it on anyway. We just want to be able to have that one in our collection to not have a hole in it. You know, your mileage may vary. With that, we'll wrap up this episode. Thank you for watching, and may the Force be with the home video viewers.